In Fullerton, California, we have seen several Squatch sightings over the past couple of days.
It must be real.
This is significant evidence.
There's something on the hills. That's a Squatch!
Fullerton has had dozens of sightings over the past couple of months, and I'm really excited because I do believe it is the same Squatch in multiple scenarios. I've seen very similar characteristics between every single case.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Fullerton.
Never been to Fullerton before. I wonder if it's going to be pretty squatchy.
As the team approached Fullerton, they realized how perfect Fullerton was for squatching, with very few trees, no water, and no habitation. As the Squatchers approached their first suspect, they began to explore the scene.
We're here at Buccaneer Boy's house, and we're going to try and find out what kind of Squatch sightings we've had here. We know there's been more than one on his property, and we're very anxious to find out more. Buccaneer Boy, are you home? I think this is the right place.
Hey look, it's the Sass-Quatch hunters!
That's us.
Here, I'll show you where it all happened.
Okay, Buccaneer Boy, I need you to tell me everything that happened that day. Down to what time it was, what underpants you were wearing, what you had for breakfast, the direction of the wind. We need to know every single detail to make this possible.
Okay. One afternoon I was swinging on my swing.
It was a nice day. I was really enjoying myself.
Then I saw the Squatch. My dog jumped up as quick as he could, and I was face to face with the Squatch. He threw me over his shoulder like a sack of potatoes. I found a leftover cookie from lunch in my pocket. He sat me down near a fallen tree. The only thing between me and the Squatch was a cookie. He took the cookie, but not my life.
After thorough investigation of Buccaneer Boy's story, we found it inconclusive due to his refusal to give the details of the direction of the wind and the color of his underpants. And because this is such a great habitat for Sass-Quatches, we've decided to conduct a town hall meeting.
We'd like to thank everyone for coming to our town hall meeting this afternoon. We know your time is very valuable, but we can't stress enough the importance of finding the Sass-Quatch. We're extremely shocked by the amount of people that have come out here, and we'd like to see, by a show of hands, how many of you have come in contact, sniffed, or tickled a Sass-Quatch in your life.
I seen one, and I saw something moving in the trees, and I wasn't sure what it was. I took my scope, and I pointed my rifle, and I done looked at it through my scope, and I saw a Sass-Quatch. And then he saw me, and laser beams done come out of his eyes, and he grabbed a hold of me and lifted me up in the air, and I passed out. Next thing I know, I woke up inside of him, a UFO, and they were doing unspeakable things to me.
There's a strong correlation between Sass-Quatch sightings and alien sightings. Recently, laser beams have also become very common in Sass-Quatch sightings. Your story sounds very plausible. Does anyone else have any Sass-Quatch sightings?
Well,
As you can tell from the photographs, this Bigfoot wasn't a Bigfoot at all. This Squatch probably stood at just under 40 feet tall. The average height of an adolescent Sass-Quatch.
After the town hall meeting, the first story we heard was so apparent and so obvious that we did not even decide to go and investigate. It had everything that you need to have a true Sasquatch case. Laser beams, there was guns, everything. It was a slam dunk deal. There is no reason to go and check that out. However, the second story that was brought up by the hideous old man, now that deserves some investigation. I mean, a footprint? Who's gonna buy that? We're gonna go check it out. We have walked several miles to get to this piece of evidence, and I'm really jazzed to see if it's actually a piece of real substantial evidence or if it's just a hoax. We're gonna find out right now. Okay, hideous old man, could you do us a favor and maybe tell us a little bit about the day that you were here and what happened? Uh-huh. Sounds like his name's Rex. Okay, keep going. Now, when you came on the scene, did you notice another footprint or just this one? Now, due to the lack of communication from the hideous old man, we're going to try and ask him some simple questions and just get down to the chase. Okay, Rex, now I want you to go ahead and tell me when to stop with my hand when you think this is about the size he was.
Taller.
Taller? That's probably about 8.5 feet.
Taller.
Tall.
Taller.
Now that is significant. Seeing that the tree is about 60 to 70 feet tall, the footprint is 8 feet in diameter by 14 inches. This is extremely significant at the most narrow point, of course. We are going to go ahead and do some calculating to see that if the footprint of that size could indeed support a Squatch of that height. I'm skeptical, but the numbers will not lie. Now, after crunching a lot of numbers and doing a lot of research, it does turn out that this indeed was an adolescent Squatch. The average size of an adolescent Squatch is anywhere between 46 and 66 feet, so this is extremely plausible. Anything you want to conclude, Max? That's a Squatch! That's a Squatch! That's a Squatch! We're here at our first night's investigation and we're really looking forward to it. We had a great day of evidence and we're hoping to find a lot more tonight, if not an actual Squatch.
Okay, we are here at our very first night investigation. As you can see, this is a very perfect spot for a Sasquatch to live. With all these trees and habitation around, we think we will actually be able to find a Sasquatch.
Matt has by far the most experience out of all of us, so we're going to have him go ahead and fly solo for the evening while Bobo and I look for a really high cliff to start some vocalizations. Okay, this looks like as good a spot as any. Bobo, why don't you go ahead and fire one off?
Got it.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that, all right.
It came from over there. That's a Squatch!
I gotta know if they heard that. Bobo, did you hear that?
Sorry, Matt. Bobo took another nap. I know. Alright, I'm gonna have to head over to your location.
Cliff over here.
Oh, hey, Matt.
Hi.
Glad to see you.
Yeah.
Have you been hearing anything?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Which direction?
East.
All right, let's go.
Let's go. First, let's wake up Bobo.
Oh, good idea. I left him in a bush somewhere over there.
Bobo, wake up! I found so many Squatch sounds around here. Wait, there's some fur on your shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
This is significant evidence.
Okay, so something very cool just happened. Matt comes back to me with this. Well, now, while that might just look like fuzz to you, it's not. There's a very, very, very good chance that this is Squatch fur. We're going to take it back to the lab, run it through some DNA tests, and get a better idea. Gosh, this place is absolutely crawling with Squatches tonight. Matt, why don't you go ahead and fire off one of your calls? Now, while Bobo and Matt have more traditional style of calls, I've been devising a more modern one that I really think is going to pay off in tonight's investigation. Probably heard a lot of vocalizations after a call like that, eh, Matt?
I didn't hear a single thing.
Very large majority of people, just like Matt, who think that my Squatch calls are, what's the word? Useless. However, I am very convinced that I am on to something here. Not on something, but on to something. There is a very slight frequency difference between Squatch calls and silence. And over the past 30 or so years, my ears have become beyond adept to this difference, thus proving I am the most important person on the Squatching crew.
There are several hypotheses as to why Cliff is the way Cliff is, and most of them include Cliff being dropped on his head as a baby.
We are absolutely ecstatic with the results of our night investigation. Not only did we hear some vocalizations, but I proved Matt wrong. And also, we thought we got some really interesting pictures. Now, from taking one look at this photo, we can immediately rule out the center figure, as that's just a deer. However, if you zoom to the left corner in the background and look closely, there is obviously evidence of a Squatch. Now, here is the significant evidence. This is light refracting right off the cornea of a very large Squatch.
I could not be happier with tonight. 1, Cliff got no responses. 2, I lowered his self-esteem.
I'm a little bit bummed with how tonight turned out. I knew we could have came closer to Squatch. I have an itch. Thanks, Cliff.